Good morning, all of you. In this session, I am going to explain about stress concentration problems. Before going to the problems, first of all, we have to know the fundamentals about Soderbergh and Goodman's methods for combination of steady and variable loads. These formulas indicates for Goodman's, these formulas for Soderbergh. Yeah, from previous lectures, already we derived an expression for Goodman method and Soderbergh method. Okay, from the expressions, already we know that from Goodman's equation, 1 by Fs equal to sigma m by sigma u plus sigma v by sigma e. Okay, this is the formula for Goodman's method. Here Fs is the factor of safety. Sigma m is the mean stress, mean or variable stress. Sigma u is the ultimate strength or ultimate stress. Sigma v is the variable stress, variable or fluctuating stress. Sigma v is the variable or fluctuating stress. Sigma e is the endurance limit. Okay. This is the formula for Soderbergh method. 1 by Fs equals sigma m by sigma y plus sigma v by sigma e. Here sigma y is the endurance, sigma y is the yield point stress, yield stress. Okay, sigma y is the yield stress. If we are considering the theoretical stress concentration factor and fatigue stress concentration factor Kf, Kt is the theoretical stress concentration factor, Kf is the fatigue stress concentration factor. Okay. If you are considering these two values, then the formula is 1 by Fs equals sigma m into Kt by sigma u plus sigma v into Kf by sigma e into load factor, size factor, surface factor, miscellaneous factor. Okay. Here sigma m, sigma u, sigma v, sigma e. Okay. Here Kt is the theoretical stress concentration factor, Kf is the fatigue stress concentration factor, K load is the load factor, K size is the size factor, surface factor this one, and this one is miscellaneous factor. Miscellaneous factor means temperature factor. Okay, other factors. In same way, if you are considering Kt and Kf values for Soderbergh method, then 1 by Fs equal to sigma m by sigma y into Kt plus sigma v into Kf by sigma e. Load factor into size factor into surface finish factor into miscellaneous factor. From these two formulas, you can observe clearly the main difference between Goodman method and Soderbergh method is ultimate stress and yield stress. Okay, here Goodman's method mainly design based upon ultimate strength. Here in Soderbergh method, this method mainly based upon design based upon yield stress. Okay, if torsion or shear loads are considered, then torsion means torque or twisting moment. Okay, and shear loads, if you are considering torque and shear loads, then the formula is 1 by Fs equal to tau m by tau u plus tau v by tau e. Okay, so this is the formula for Goodman's method. Okay, here tau m is the mean shear stress. Tau indicates shear stress. Okay, so tau m means mean or average shear stress, and tau v is the variable shear stress, Tau u is the ultimate shear stress. Okay, tau e is the endurance limit for shear loads. Tau e is the endurance limit for shear loads. Okay. In same way, if we are considering theoretical stress concentration factor for shear loads (KTS) and fatique stress concentration factor for shear loads (KFS), if we are considering these two values, then the formula is like this: 1 by Fs equal to tau m by tau u into KTS. Here KTS is the theoretical stress concentration factor for shear loads. Okay, tau e is the endurance limit. Okay. In similar manner, for a solder bench method, 1 by Fs equal to tau m by tau y plus tau v by tau e. Here you can observe here we are considering the tau u. Here we are considering the endurance stress sigma y. Okay, remaining equation is same. Okay, here you can also observe sigma u. This is a sigma y. This one is only main difference. Here also tau u, and this one is tau y. Here also tau u and tau y. Okay, remaining equation is same. Okay, so tau u and tau y is the main difference. Okay, tau m is the mean stress or average stress. Sigma m is the mean stress. Sigma v is the variable stress. Tau m is the mean shear stress. Tau v is the variable shear stress. Okay. Now, these are the formulas for mean and variables. So, W max is the maximum load. W minimum is the minimum load. Then mean load or average load equal to Wm. Wm equal to maximum load plus minimum load by 2. Okay. And this one is, if you want to determine the value of variable load, then W variable equal to maximum minus minimum load by 2. In same manner, if you want to determine the mean stress and variable stress, then you have to consider maximum stress, sigma max and sigma minimum, and mean stress, sigma m equal to maximum plus minimum stress by 2, and variable stress equals to maximum minus minimum stress by 2. If you are considering a torque, okay, if you are considering maximum and minimum torque, then T max is the maximum torque, T minimum is the minimum torque, and mean or average torque equal to T mean equal to maximum plus minimum torque by 2, and variable torque T variable equal to maximum torque minus minimum torque by 2. Okay. Now, in similar way, if you are considering the shear loads and shear stresses, then tau max is the maximum shear stress and tau minimum is the minimum shear stress. Okay. And mean or average shear stress. This one is mean or average shear stress. Tau mean equal to maximum shear stress plus minimum shear stress by 2. Variable shear stress, tau variable equal to maximum minus minimum shear stress by 2. Okay. In similar manner, if you are considering bending moments, if you are considering bending moments, then m is the bending moment. Okay, m max is the maximum bending moment, m minimum is the minimum bending moment, m mean or average bending moment, mm equal to maximum plus minimum bending moment by 2. In similar way, variable bending moment equal to mv equal to maximum minus minimum bending moment divided by 2. Okay, these all are useful for determining the mean and variable loads or stresses. Now I am going to explain about a simple problem. Now this is the first problem. A bar of circular cross section is subjected to alternating tensile forces varying from a minimum of 200 kilonewtons to a maximum of 500 kilonewtons. Okay. It is to be manufactured of a material with an ultimate tensile strength of 900 megapascal and an endurance limit of 700 megapascal. Determine the diameter of bar using safety factors. That means a factor of safety of 3.5 related to ultimate tensile strength and Fs equal to 4 related to endurance limit and a stress concentration factor of 1.65 for fatigue load. Use Goodman's straight line as a basis for design. Okay, this is the given question. Okay, from this question, first you have to identify the fluctuating loads. Okay, fluctuating loads means maximum load and minimum load. From the given question, first you have to identify maximum and minimum loads. So this is the maximum. Maximum load equal to 500 kilonewtons. This one is the maximum load. Maximum load equal to 500 kilonewtons and minimum load equal to 200 kilonewtons. Okay. So this is the W max. This is the W minimum. Okay. And ultimate tensile strength. That means sigma U. Sigma U equal to 900 megapascal. And endurance limit, that is sigma E equal to 700 megapascal. Determine the diameter of the bar. Okay, here you have to find out the suitable diameter of a shaft, that is a small d. You have to determine the value of small d. Here these two are the factor of safeties. 3.5 and 4 are the factor of safeties for ultimate tensile strength and endurance limit. And here 1.65 stress concentration factor for fatigue. That means fatigue stress concentration factor KF. Okay, KF equal to 1.65. For determining the suitable size of a shaft diameter, you have to use Goodman's method. Okay. So from the given question, you have to determine the value of diameter D by using Goodman's equation. Okay, so given data is minimum load equal to 200 kilonewtons and maximum load equal to 500 kilonewtons and ultimate stress equal to 900 megapascal. 1 megapascal equal to 1 Newton per mm square. Okay, 1 megapascal equal to 1 Newton per mm square. And endurance stress equal to 700, sigma E equal to 700 megapascal. Okay, 700 Newton per mm square. 1 megapascal equal to 1 Newton per mm square. And here the factor of safety for ultimate stress, Fs for ultimate stress equal to 3.5 and Fs equal to 4 for endurance limit. Okay, here ultimate 3.5 related to ultimate tensile strength and 4 related to endurance limit. So Fs with respect to the endurance limit equal to 4. Here fatigue stress concentration factor 1.65, that is KF. Okay, stress concentration factor for fatigue load. Okay, fatigue load means fatigue stress concentration factor KF equal to 1.65. Okay, so here maximum load is the 500 and the minimum load is the 200. So W max and W minimum, already we know that. From these two values, we have to find out the value of mean and variable load. Already we know that the formula for mean or average load, W mean equal to maximum load plus minimum load by 2. This is the formula for mean load. Okay. So here W max is the 500, W minimum is 200 divided by 2 equal to 350 kilonewtons. So the mean or average load equal to 350 into 10 power 3 newtons. Okay. In similar way, variable load W variable equal to maximum load minus minimum load by 2. Okay, maximum load equal 500 minus minimum load equal 200 divided by 2 equal to 150 kilonewtons. So this is the value for variable load. Okay, by using mean and variable loads, we have to find out the mean and variable stresses. Okay, by using these two values, you have to find out the value of mean stress and variable stress. Okay, here already we know that stress, the formula for stress equal to load by cross section area. Load by cross section area. This is the cross sectional area. Here small d is the diameter of a bar. You have to find out the value of small d. Okay, so cross section area equal to pi by 4 d square. Okay, by using this cross sectional area, you have to find out the mean and variable stresses. Mean stress equal to sigma m. Sigma m is the mean stress equal to mean load by area, cross section area. Load by cross section area is the formula for stress. Okay, stress equal to load by area. Here you have to substitute the value of mean load for determine the mean stress. Okay, so 350 into 10 power 3 is the mean load divided by cross section area equal to 0.7854 d square. Okay, this is the value of mean stress. 446 into 10 power 3 by d square is the value of mean stress. Okay, in similar way, variable stress sigma v equal to variable load by cross section area. Variable load equal to 150 into 10 power 3 divided by area. Okay, 191 into 10 power 3 by d square is the value of variable stress. Okay, already we know that Goodman's equation already we discussed previous. So Goodman's equation is 1 by fs equal to sigma m by sigma u plus sigma v by sigma e. Okay, here sigma m is the mean stress, that is sigma m equal to this one. Sigma u is the ultimate stress. Sigma v is the variable stress equal to this one, and sigma e is the endurance limit. Okay, but here two factor of safeties are given. Okay, fs for ultimate stress, fs for endurance limit. So I want to convert this fs value into fsu, fse. By cross multiplication, you can get a new equation like this. Okay, so fs, this one is fsu, this one fse. Okay, now substitute the values. As sigma m equal to 446 into 10 power 3 by d square, and sigma u is the 900 from given data. Sigma u equal to 900, sigma e equal to 700 from given question. Okay, sigma v equal to 191 into 10 power 3 by d square. Okay, and here fse is the 4, fsu equal to 3.5. Okay, you can observe here there is only one unknown, that is diameter d. So this is our required size of a shaft. So here d equal to 62.9 or 63 mm is our required shaft diameter. Okay, this is the problem. Okay, this is our required answer. Now coming to the another example. A steel rod is subjected to a reversed axial load of 180 kilonewtons. Find the diameter of the rod for a factor of safety of 2. Neglect column action. The material has an ultimate tensile strength of 1070 megapascal and yield strength of 910 megapascal. The endurance limit in reverse bending may be assumed to be 1/2 of the ultimate tensile strength. Other correction factors may be taken as follows. Axial load factor equal to 0.7, machining surface factor equal to 0.8, size factor equal to 0.85, stress concentration factor equal to 1. Okay, So this is the given question. From the given question, first you have to identify the given data. Okay. So here the load is given, that is 180 kilonewtons. But this load is reversed axial load. Reversed axial load. Reversed means plus and minus. Okay. And that means plus 180 kilonewtons for maximum load. Okay, plus 180 is the maximum load and minus 180 is the minimum load. Okay, reversal axial load means you have to consider positive and negative loading, same value. Okay, now from this equation you have to find out the value of diameter. So you have to find out a suitable diameter of a shaft. Okay, you have to find out the value of small d from this question. Next, factor of safety equal to 2, Fs equal to 2, and ultimate strength, that means sigma u equal to 1070, and yield strength, that is sigma y equal to 910. Entrance limit, that is sigma e may be assumed to 1/2 of the ultimate, and that means 0.5 sigma u. Sigma e equal to 0.5 sigma u. Other correction factors may be taken as correction factors, means load correction factor, mesh surface finish factor, size factor, stress concentration factor. This is KF. Okay. Now the given data, W max. Here the maximum load equal to plus 180 kilonewtons and minimum load equal to minus 180 kilonewtons. Here I am considering positive and negative values both, because the load is reversed axial load. Okay, the load is reversed axial load. Reversed means you have to consider positive, and that means a tensile strength as well as compressive strength. Both are having same magnitude. Okay. Now Fs, factor of safety equal to 2, and ultimate stress sigma u equal to 1070, 1 megapascal 1 Newton per mm square, and yield strength sigma y equal to 910. Okay. Next, here you have to consider entrance limit equal to 1/2 of the ultimate stress. Entrance limit equal to 1/2 of the ultimate stress, that means 0.5 sigma u. You have to substitute the value of sigma u in this equation, then you will get the value of sigma e. That is 535 is the value of entrance limit. Okay. This is the load factor, K load factor equal to 0.7, and surface finish factor equal to 0.8, and size factor equal to 0.85, and stress concentration factor Kf equal to 1. Okay, these all are given values. Okay. Now, by using maximum load and minimum load, you have to determine the value of mean and variable loads. So here maximum load equal plus 180, minimum load equal minus 180. Then mean or average load equal to W mean equal to maximum load plus minimum load by 2. Okay, here the value of mean or average load equal to 0. Okay, this one is plus 180, this one is minus 180. That's why mean or average load equal to 0. And variable load, W variable equal to maximum minus minimum by 2, equal to 180 minus of minus 180. Okay, equal to 180 kilonewtons. 180 into 10 power 3 newtons. Okay, this one is mean load, this one is variable load. Mean load is 0, variable load is 180 kilonewtons. Okay. Okay, these are the given values from given question. Okay, here the mean load equal 0, variable load equal 0. So from these two values, you have to find out the value of mean stress and variable stress. Okay, here stress equal to load by cross sectional area. So this one is the cross sectional area. You have to determine the suitable size of a shaft. So the given cross section is circular. So for circular cross sections, the area is pi by 4 d square. Okay. So mean stress equal to load by area. Mean load by area. Okay. Here the mean load is 0. 0 by area. Okay. 0 by anything equal 0. Okay. And variable stress equal to variable load divided by cross section area. Here the variable load is 180 kilonewtons divided by cross sectional area. Okay, this one is the variable stress, that is sigma V. Sigma V equal to 229 into 10 power 3 by d square. Sigma m is the mean stress. Sigma m equal 0. Okay. Now, according to Soderberg or Goodman's formula, you can take any formula, Soderberg or Goodman's formula. Okay, you can get the value of a diameter d. Okay, this is our answer, final answer. Now from here I consider Soderberg formula. You can also consider a Goodman's equation for determine the value of d. Okay, take any equation. Here 1 by fs equals sigma m by sigma y plus sigma v by sigma e. Here fs equal to 2, factor of safety equal to 2. If you are considering surface finish factor, load factor, size factors, fatique stress factors, then the equation is 1 by fs equal to sigma m into kt by sigma y plus sigma v by kf in sigma e into load factor, size factor, surface finish factor, and miscellaneous factor. Okay, substitute these values. Substitute these values in this equation, you can get the answer D. Okay, fs equal to 2. Okay, fs equal to 2 and sigma m equal to 0 and sigma y equal to 910 and kt equal to 0. Sorry, kt equal to 1. Kt equal to 1. Sigma v equal to this one. Kf equal to 1. Sigma e equal to half of the ultimate stress, 535. Load factor equal to 0.7. Size factor equal to 0.85 and surface finish factor equal to 0.8. Miscellaneous factor equal to 1. Miscellaneous factor is not given, so you have to consider 1. Okay, so substitute all these values in this equation. Finally, you get our required value. Okay, here sigma m, the value of sigma m equal 0. So any 0 by anything equal to 0. Okay, fs equal to 2, sigma e equal 535, k load, k size, and k surface finish factor. Okay, from these values you can identify sigma d is the unknown value, so you can get the value of d. Okay, so this is our final answer. Okay, 42.4 mm is our required diameter of a shaft. Minimum size of a shaft is 42.4 mm. Okay, now coming to the another example. A circular bar of 400 mm length is supported freely at its two ends. It is acted upon by a central concentrated cyclic load having a minimum value of 20 kilonewtons and a maximum value of 50 kilonewtons. Determine the diameter of bar by taking a factor of safety 1.5, size factor equal to 0.85, and the surface finish factor equal to 0.9. Material properties of bar are given by ultimate tensile strength, that is sigma u equal to 650, yield strength equal to 500 megapascal, entrance limit or entrance strength equal to 350 megapascal. Okay, this is our given question. From the given question, first you have to identify the given data. Okay, here you can observe A circular bar of 400 mm length is supported freely at its two ends. Supported freely at its two ends means it is a simply supported beam. Okay, supported freely at its two ends. Two ends means simply supported beam. Okay, here the length of the beam is given, that is L equal to 500 mm. Okay, length of the beam equal to 500 mm, and it is acted upon by central concentrated load. So here a central load, a load of 20 kilonewtons and 50 kilonewtons load are acting at a point, acting at a center point, having a minimum value of, this one is the minimum load, this one is the maximum load. Determine the suitable diameter of the bar. Okay, next ఇక్కడ మనకి factor of safety fs equal 1.5, size factor equal 0.85, surface finish factor 0.9, and ultimate stress sigma u equal to 650, yield stress equal to 400 megapascal, and entrance stress equal to 350 megapascal. Okay, so these are the given values. So from the given question, maximum load equal to plus 50 kilonewtons and minimum load equal to 20 kilonewtons. Okay, now fs equal to factor of safety equal to 1.5. okay, this one is the factor of safety equal 1.5, and size effect factor equal 0.85, and surface finish factor equal to 0.9, and ultimate stress equal 650 megapascal. 650 megapascal, 1 megapascal equal to 1 Newton per mm square, and yield stress sigma y equal to 500 megapascal, and the entrance stress sigma e equal to 350 megapascal. Okay, these all are given values. Okay, this is a simply supported beam, carries a centrally concentrated load. Okay, W is the variable load. Okay, W is the variable load. So here W is a fluctuating load, variable or fluctuating load. That means positive plus 50 kilonewtons and plus 20 kilonewtons. These two are acting at a point C. Okay, here you can observe the length of beam AB equal to 500 mm. So this length L equal to 500 mm is given. Okay, the load is acting at a mid span. That means the distance between the center point C and A is equal to C and B. Okay, the length of AC equal to length of CB, that is 250 mm. Okay, and RA, RB, these two are the reaction forces. RA and RB are the reaction forces. The value of RA and RB is equal to the half of the load, W by 2. Okay, now you can observe here bending moment at A and bending moment at B, both are 0. Okay, at supports bending moment is 0. For simply supported beams, bending moment at supports are 0. Okay, bending moment at A 0, bending moment at B 0. Now maximum bending moment will occur at mid span. Okay, maximum bending moment will occur at mid span. That means bending moment at C is the maximum bending moment. Okay, so from the given question, you have to find out the value of maximum and minimum bending moments. So here at C, at point C, the maximum bending moment will occur. So already we know that bending moment at C equal to WL by 4. Okay, bending moment at A 0, bending moment at B 0. Okay, no need to find out the value of bending moment at A and B, but you have to consider maximum bending moment. So maximum and minimum bending moment at point C. So already we know the formula. Bending moment at C equal to WL by 4 for simply supported beam carrying a point load at the midspan. Okay, WL by 4 is the formula. Okay, so here for determining the maximum bending moment, you have to substitute the value of maximum load. Okay, L equal to 500 mm. L equal to length of the beam, that is 500 mm. So 50 is the maximum load, L is the length, divided by 4 equal to 6250 into 10 power 3 Newton mm is the maximum bending moment. Okay, and minimum bending moment equal to WL by 4. Here W minimum is the minimum load. Okay, now 20 is the minimum load, 20 into 10 power 3, 20 kilonewtons into length of the beam equal 500 divided by 4. So 2550 into 10 power 3 Newton mm. Okay, now mean or average bending moment. Mean or average bending moment equal to mm equal to maximum bending moment plus minimum bending moment by 2. Okay, so maximum plus minimum by 2. Maximum value equal to 6250 and minimum value equal to 2550. So this one is 2500. This one value is 2500. Okay. Now substitute the value of maximum minimum load. You can get the value of mean bending moment. And MV is the variable bending moment. Maximum minus minimum bending moment by 2. Okay, this one is the variable bending moment. Already we know that bending stress sigma B equal to bending stress sigma B equal to bending moment by section modulus. Sigma B bending stress equal to M by Z. Okay, Z is the section modulus. For solid circle, you have to consider Z equal to pi d cube by 32. Z equal to pi d cube by 32. So sigma B equal to for a circle, sigma B equal to 32 m by 32 m by pi d cube. Okay, so 32 m by pi d cube is the formula for bending stress. So bending stress equal to m by Z, Z equal to pi d cube by 32. Okay, substitute the value of mm maximum mean bending moment divided by section modulus. This one is the mean stress, mean bending stress. Okay, for tensile and compressive loads, the formula is stress equal to load by cross section area. For axial loads, stress, the formula for stress is load by cross section area, but this one is bending stress. Okay, so for bending loads, you have to consider bending moment, and you have to consider bending stress for bending loads. Okay, this one is the variable bending stress, variable bending moment divided by section modulus. Okay, 1875 10 power 3 is the variable bending moment. Z is the section modulus. Okay, so from these two values, you can get the value of unknown value D from Soderberg or Goodman's equation. Okay, these are the given values. So from Goodman's equation, you can find out the value of diameter D by using Goodman's or Soderberg. You can take any equation. Okay, so here I am using Goodman's formula, that is 1 by Fs equal to sigma m by sigma u plus sigma v by sigma e. Okay, here the value of Kt is not given, that means Kt equal to 1 and Kf equal to 1. Kf also not given, that is Kf equal to 1. but surface finish factor equal to 0.9, size factor equal to 0.85 is given. Okay, and sigma u equal to ultimate stress equal 650, yield stress equal to 500. Okay, entrance limit equal to 350. Okay, substitute these values in this equation. Okay, you can get the value of diameter d. Okay, d is the outside diameter of a solid shaft. Okay, d equal to 59.3 mm is the our required size of a shaft. Okay, now I am also considering the Soderberg equation for determining the value of diameter.